So a guy just walked past me and he coughed. I mean, he was like, I don't know, like a couple feet away from me. He coughed like right at me when he was about to walk past me. Like right near me. Yeah. BCG chocolate. Yep. Anyway, this guy talked to me, and then I said, just don't, I said, don't ever ask me that again, because it really just gets pretty old. BCHEZ7, that's that part. It really gets pretty old, having to just total strangers to whom I've never done anything at all, just harass me out here in the public street, like as if I don't have any rights whatsoever. I mean, it's disgusting, really. And I just said, don't ever fucking do that again. I did, and I shouldn't swear, but I was just in the middle of something else, working on something else, and he did this, and I said, and he stopped. He goes, wow, as if I were the one who had done something wrong. And what does he think? He's original? He's somehow original. What is that? 3510314. He thinks he's original in everything that he just did. From walking past me like that and coughing to me. To even just saying wow in the tone of voice that you said it, right? 837BX2, right? To try to imply that somehow I had done something wrong, I was out of control, he wasn't doing anything wrong. He was ready to start the whole bit. 3JR224. He was ready to start the whole thing that I've already been through a million times before with other people. And I just said I stopped what I was doing, which I have to do several times every day, because that's part of harassment too, is that you can't do other things. You can't get other things done when people are harassing you all day, right? It makes you a less productive person overall, because you are constantly dealing with being abused, right? Everything from just being interrupted from what you're doing, to having your concentration broken over and over again, to all the time you have to spend documenting things, just how very upset you get, having to deal with it all the time, to whatever other issues happen, to being actually threatened, to losing things, losing jobs, losing apartments, losing friends, losing support, losing everything, right? I mean, that's really what it means, and it just could not be less funny. It could not be less cute. It could not be less true that I'm overreacting about what all this means, right? And I just stopped what I was doing, started the recording function on my camera, and said, I've started recording now, just walk away. And didn't bring up the camera to his face or any of those things. It just was very clear that I did not want to get in a fight with him. I didn't want anything for him except for him just to leave me alone. And he said, okay, sorry, and then he walked away, right? But it's just one incident. It's one incident out of many more incidents that I'm going to have today. What is it with these school buses? 179 driving right up next to me. My first day was on a week. Whatever. I don't have any kids. That's another thing too. I don't have any kids. I don't have kids. Probably I'm not going to have them because of what the conglomerate has done to me. From my perspective, you just don't let a vulnerable population suffer, or be harmed in some way just because you don't. Just because you don't. Right? And as far as kids are concerned, and everything the conglomerate has been trying to convince people is all right, to say yes, they are the future is in fact true. And no matter how sophisticated kids ever get, they will always be kids while adults are adults. Right? And I think people are not thinking about that. Yeah, kids are in terms of where I was when I was a kid, and where kids are now, in terms of all the things that they're exposed to, all the things they figure out, all the things they know about by the time they're 10, 11, 12, that kind of thing. Yeah, they know way more than I ever did at that age. And some of that's bad and some of that's good. Some of their interactive skills are really impressive. Because I'm finding that even people who are in their late teens are kind of where people didn't even expect to be until they were in their late 20s when I was growing up. It's been very quick, that development. I think it has a lot to do with the internet, a lot to do with cell phones, a lot